Hello, Libra. Elsie here to do your reading. How are you? I'm doing a weekly reading for you, Libra. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for clicking here. I just about said, hey, honey, how are you? I don't know what it is about Libra energy, but it makes me just want to snuggle you. I have a few Libras in my life and I just want to hug them. I always just want to hug them. So I hope that you feel my hug from across the way. And thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you, Libra. I'm here to read some oracles first. So we're going to look at the weekly reading. We're going to read the oracles first. And then we're going to throw some tarot on it. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you how to get the extended if you're interested, or a private reading if that's what you want. Libra, we are talking this week about, the fallout from the full moon. The full moons always bring endings for us, right? Release, endings. This one was particularly strong, this Leo full moon, and you might be feeling pretty happy about the things that you've been releasing, because really that's the Leo kind of energy. It's like, yeah, I burned it to the ground, but now I'm going to dance around the flames and the ashes. That's kind of Leo. So maybe you're feeling pretty good about some of the changes that have gone on. So let's see what the fallout is what we're looking at. Tell me about Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Tell me what Libra needs to know. Tell me about Libra. Tell me about Libra. Oops. All right. We've got immerse, receive, and reconnect. Okay. I feel like you've been immersed in something. So I'm going to say that you've been immersed in something. I think it feels like something you've been learning. So you could be like watching people, or you could be observing people or a situation from a distance. You might be immersing yourself in some sort of a learning situation. Maybe you're going to school, maybe taking an online course. It feels like you're getting into a deeper version of you, right? You could be just immersing yourself in life. We do have receive. And so I feel like you're in a receiving energy, excuse me, which means that I feel like you're ready to receive information, receive maybe people's information about what is a better way to get more balance in your life. We've got receive here, and it's very interesting here because we have a bed, we have the fish that are going over the bed. To me, water and fish is money. So I feel like I'm going to say, if you just are the person who is like continuing education, re-educating yourself, learning something new, learning something more and more in depth, I feel like it brings money. I think I said that to you in your last reading, that money is going to be much easier for you to obtain this year, but it's not without the hard work. It feels like you are going to have to put in a lot of hard work, but it feels like it's going to allow you to reconnect with yourself, reconnect with other people. It feels like your roots, I'm looking at this here, it feels like you're spreading your roots, or you're getting a little more solid in how you stand out, I'm going to say. We've got freedom. I kind of love that. Freedom and approve. Oh, look at that. And a request. So some sort of request of yours is being approved, my friend, and it's going to give you freedom. This could be at the bank. This could be with a person. This could be relationship related. It could be love. It could be platonic love. It feels like, I'm going to say relax. Your request is going to be approved. Look at that. Relax, your request is going to be approved, and it's going to give you freedom. It could be financial freedom. It could be the job you've always wanted. Maybe you're going to get your PhD. Whatever it is going to give you a little bit more freedom and allow you to go to the, what's the song? Let's go fly a kite up to the highest heights. What song is that from? That's from Saving Mr. Banks. It's the story of Mary Poppins. And that's the song that they sang at the end of the movie. Oh, I just got head to toe chills. So if you're somebody who knows about Mary Poppins, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you've not seen that movie, Saving Mr. Banks, you should go see it. It's really good. All right, let's find out what is going on. Tell me more about Libra. What else does Libra need to know, please? Tell me about Libra. We've got ascending the mountain. So it does feel like it is something that is going to take some time, my friend. It's going to take some time for you to get to where you're going. It feels like there could be some obstacles in the way, but they're not unruly obstacles. You can see how small those mountains are compared to the ones in the back. It almost like I feel like these mountains here we're talking about are achievements, and these ones are the ones that you have to get over to get to the achievement. That's what it feels like to me, but you're on the right path. And even though you see that there are obstacles in the distance, the fact that you see the obstacles tells me you're on the right path. We've got navigating by the stars. Follow your bliss. You might feel like you're in the dark right now, sort of feeling your way around in the dark. It's beautiful though, isn't it? Like, it can be terrifying and beautiful as you're on this path, right? We have this card saying that you're on the path by day, and this is on the path by night. You could be taking a night course, or maybe you do your best work at night. But following your bliss, you might be working at something, deepening your knowledge on something during the day, but at night, it feels like during the day you're climbing the mountain, but at night you're following your bliss. So I'm going to say that at night, that's when you do your creating, your painting, your pottery, maybe you're a musician and you gig. It feels like at night is when you do the things that you really love. And during the day, you immerse yourself in reconnecting yourself either mentally or reconnecting yourself by the roots. It does feel like it's all going to bring in more money or energy, good energy. It could be good health as well. You're in the receiving energy, which is good. You're ready to receive. I brought out my surrender deck because this is just after the full moon that I'm doing these weekly readings. And so I want to see what is something that you may have released under the full moon, or maybe something you can work on releasing. Since you're already in this receiving energy of receiving info, receiving advice, right? It could be that. Tell me more about this. Tell me more about the surrender for Libra. We've got surrender to what is. Isn't that interesting? Because to me, that is air energy. It's logical. You can't change what really is. I was telling the story, I think I've said it in a couple of my readings today because this keeps coming up. And one of the very most, I'd say, prominent Aries in my life is somebody who taught me something that at the time, I used to get very frustrated about when this person would say this to me. He would say, Elsie, it is what it is. And I never understood what that meant. All that meant to a Taurus, what that means is I would have to deal with that in defiance. Don't tell me I can't change what I want. Because you never tell a Taurus it is what it is, that you can't change it, because Taurus is stubborn. I'm going to try and change it anyway. So I feel like that's what this is. Surrender to what is. So it's beckoning you or asking you to see something for what it really is. It says flow with what is instead of fighting it. So instead of fighting the current, my friend, you're supposed to go with the flow. It says when you can't change a situation, compassionately accept it exactly as it is, and as it will bring you peace. All right. Because sometimes the fight is never, like, sometimes we can fight it. You can choose to fight it, absolutely, Libra. But I feel like what is telling me it is what it is, and that's what's going to bring you the harmony, the peace, and the balance that you're looking for. Come on now. There we go. Bottom of the deck, we have surrender to divine timing. And divine timing, it says sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universe's flow. Again, talking about the flow of things. Stop fighting the current and go with the flow. It feels like that's where the freedom is. And I feel like somebody here is like, but I have this mountain to climb. It might be a financial mountain. It could be a relationship mountain. It could be a job mountain. It feels like I have this mountain to climb. How can you tell me to go with the flow? Well, I feel like you're fighting against the current. It feels like you're fighting against something here. All right. Tell me about Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. Tell me about Libra. Tell me about Libra. Immerse, receive, reconnect, and ascending the mountain. Keep moving forward. It says keep going forward, by the way. But follow your bliss nonetheless. All right. We've got the Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck. The Death card is in the reverse. Yeah. You must be in a receiving position in order to receive. And what I'm saying is, like, when the Death card shows up in the reverse, it's like somebody is refusing to change. Somebody here is refusing to change. So you're actually swimming upstream when we see the Death card in the reverse. You're swimming upstream. You're refusing to change. You're refusing to receive the information that's being brought to you. You could have somebody come to you with all sorts of financial information and say, look, you're going the wrong way, and in a year you're going to have to claim bankruptcy if you don't change your spending habits. And if you don't receive that information, you're headed for a fall. So I feel like you need to be in a receiving energy in order to reconnect to yourself. It feels like you know what you should be doing, but I feel like you don't really want to do that thing. But if you're a Libra who is out of balance, I feel like you're keeping in balance by not taking the advice, or not taking the advice of what's going on here. I think that you're supposed to immerse yourself in, I think that the Two of Cups is saying, immerse yourself in the people that you trust. The Two of Cups can be about love, but when we're looking at readers who only read about love on the platform, they're always going to tell you that that's about romantic love because they're only reading through one lens. But when you're reading through many lenses, the Two of Cups really does not mean just love. It means deepening connection. I've shared a lot of intimate things with you. It's somebody that you know really well, intimately, emotionally. And so I feel like you're supposed to immerse yourself in those relationships with people who give you emotional balance, people who give you what you give them. I feel like it's really important that you immerse yourself in those types of relationships and people at this time. The Death card in Receive, I already told you, could be a barrier to your freedom. It feels like your unwillingness to change is what is stopping you from receiving everything you want. Money, time, effort. It feels like whatever you want to receive, that there's a barrier. And the barrier is you're not willing to change because it's going to rock your balance. You might have to be at a balance for a little bit while you are in the transformational period. And I don't think you're ready for that yet. We'll talk more about that. We've got the reconnecting energy here, which is the Eight of Swords. So I think that what you don't see, because your eyes are covered, you feel like your hands are tied. You feel like you don't see the outcome. So you won't believe it unless you see it, because you're an air sign, and air signs are very logical, I'm going to take the emotions out of it. I'm going to look at this in a logical way. It feels like you can't see that what's going to happen if you decide to change and receive and only immerse yourself, even if it's just one person, in relationships, friendships, loveships that are Two of Cups related, somebody you really do trust with your emotional self. I feel like that's how you reconnect, but I don't think that you see the way clear of that right now. We've got keep going forward with the ascending the mountain. The Seven of Pentacles tells me, look, this is not going to be easy, friend. Whatever it is that you're trying to tackle, whatever obstacle that you feel like you have to get over before you can get to the achievement, it feels like this is something that's not going to be easy, because the Seven of Pentacles is waiting. It's patience, but it's also throwing seeds of intention. So first of all, you have to have an intention. Second of all, you have to have a practical way to get there. And then you have to nurture whatever the situation is, whatever the path is, in order to get there. All right. Let's talk more about the Two of Cups and immerse. Tell me about the Two of Cups. Tell me about Libra. We've got the Ten of Wands in the reverse. We've got the Ace of Cups, and we've got the Star energy. So listen, I think in order to be able to be hopeful again, or to be balanced in your emotional and your emotional and mental energy, I feel like you have to release something. I feel like you're not willing to release something. We could be talking about a relationship that's throwing you off balance. We could be talking about a deep connection that you thought was working out, that you had immersed your full self in. I feel like the Ten of Wands in the reverse is telling me, yes, it's heavy. Yes, it's become a burden, but I'm not willing to let it go because I'm in love, or because I have big heart space, because I started this relationship and I don't want to let it go. It feels like with the Star energy that you're hopeful that's going to work out, but I think that the Star is also not only about being hopeful, but healing a situation. I think that you feel that there is a situation here that can be healed, but I'm going to say right now, it is weighing you down. It's weighing you down. You don't want to let it go. This is a bit of, when I see Ten of Wands in the reverse, it's a bit of martyrdom energy. It's headed for an ending anyway. It's inevitable when the Ten of Wands shows up that you drop the burden. I think the burden is the Ace of Cups. I'm going to say it's when we don't want to let a relationship or a friendship go, but we know that it's actually not working out. I feel like you do love somebody here, but I feel like you're so very immersed in it that you feel like you can't back out. Tell me why the Death card is here with receive. It could be creating a barrier to everything else that you want. right? If you don't let go of what is not for you, you cannot have what is for you. Tell me about the Death card, please, and receive. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Three of Wands, and we have the Chariot in reverse. Yeah, I feel like you need to be brave, my friend. You need to be brave and make a change in the future. The Three of Wands is here, and the ships that are coming in are not going to arrive if the Chariot is in the reverse. If you don't have any discipline, if you can't get balanced, the Chariot in the reverse tells me nothing is moving. I'm not receiving. I'm not taking your advice. No, thank you. It feels like somebody is not wanting to rock the balance. You feel like you have balance at this time, but I feel like you're in a situation. It could be a job. It could be a job. It could be a relationship, whatever it is. The Two of Cups is, it feels like you've already really given your emotional self to somebody. And I feel like even though it's not working out for you, that you aren't brave enough to change at this time. But I think because the Three of Wands is here with the Chariot, I think change is inevitable, or you stay stuck here. So I feel like in order to receive the money, time, effort, in order to receive something that is meant for you, that you must first remove the block. And I think the blockage right now is the Chariot. It feels like you're stuck in your emotions about something, and that thing is causing some sort of a barrier. And it doesn't have to be about a relationship. It could be about a job. It's about something that you've invested a lot of emotional time into. And it could be, maybe you have a business and the business is not making you any money. Maybe you have to find a part-time job to supplement that income. It feels like somebody here has put their whole heart into something, and I'm hopeful it's going to work out. But even when I immerse myself into it, the Ten of Wands is still in the reverse, which means that I'm carrying around this burden that I'm not willing to drop, and I'm becoming burnt out. Tell me about the Eight of Swords and reconnect. We have the Sun, yeah. The Queen of Wands and the Hermit is in the reverse. So look, you're really going to have to see something for what it is. Yeah, that's what it feels like. You're really going to have to see something for what it is. The only way that you're going to see something for what it is by reconnecting to yourself, reconnecting to your fire. I'm going to say your chutzpah. Reconnecting to your independence, reconnecting to the Queen of Wands. Look, the Queen of Wands is doing things by himself or herself. This person is not scared of setting everyone on fire or everything on fire around them, because they've learned to walk through the fire. I feel like I'm supposed to tell you that you are protected, but the sun is about to come out, my friend. And even though the Eight of Swords is here and you're in this place where you can't make a decision about what to do next, I feel like the reconnection here with the self is going to be forced, because I think the sun is coming out to have you have a breakthrough about who you really are. I feel like I'm talking about someone who, regardless of where Libra falls in your sign, you might have fire in the chart, could have it in one of your 12 houses. It feels like somebody here is the Queen of Wands. I feel like you're resilient. No matter what, I'm always going to hold on to this relationship. It almost feels like a little bit of stubbornness. Maybe you got one of the fixed signs, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, or Leo as another placement. I feel like that the Hermit in the reverse is telling me you do want to reconnect, because you don't want to be by yourself anymore. But the Queen of Wands is very independent. So I think you're reconnecting to self, spiritual self. I don't think you're reconnecting to another person. I think the sun is encouraging you to be bold, to have a breakthrough and stand out front like the Queen of Wands would. I think that there is a breakthrough coming, and you're going to be forced to untie the self and make some sort of decision to reconnect back to you, because I feel like whatever situation you're in right now just may not be working for you because you're swimming upstream. This is way more effort and energy than you had planned on, because you're trying to force something that is not supposed to be for you, and it's really keeping you out of balance. Tell me about the Seven of Pentacles and keep going forward. Something here is costing you a lot of time and energy. There is a lot of hard work that's going in on something here. You're fighting the Wheel of Fortune, my friend. Something here is about to change. Freedom's about to show up. I think that you're supposed to be following your bliss. And I think that divine timing is about to show up on you here. It's about to roll up on you and you're not expecting it. But I'm going to say that the Wheel of Fortune here is about to put into action what you've only been planning. It feels like there's a plan. It's like, I have a plan. I'll do it eventually, Elsie. I've got a plan. I know it's going to be hard work, but I've got a plan to ascend the mountain. I'm going to keep moving. I'm not going to stop moving. And the Two of Wands tells me that you've been planning something for a while. Well, the Wheel of Fortune shows up and says, now's the time. Get going. Now is the time. It's time to surrender to the divine timing. The Wheel of Fortune being here, it's time to put your plan into action. The Six of Cups is here, and I think that you're being reminded of who you really are. That's what the Six of Cups is giving me. It's a remembrance of who you really are. It's a remembrance that you are the Queen of Wands, that you are independent, that you always go after what you want. It feels like it's going to be a lot of hard work, and I don't want to ascend the mountain by myself. But I feel like, unfortunately, I feel like that's what you've been planning to do anyway. Because I really feel like there is a connection here. Somebody or something here is not willing to change. And they got to be very brave about the future. And the fact that if I don't make changes, if I don't allow the Death card to be up in the upright and end something or transform something, I'm never going to get what is meant for me. Look, whatever's meant for you will never pass you by, but you can delay it by years by not making the decision to just let things flow as they are. We're talking about the what is, right? Just, it is what it is. Go with the flow. Because what might be at the end of the river, it might take you to the ocean, right? You might have you might only be able to think in terms of a creek, and you don't understand that the creek is going to take you to the ocean. So we're going to go into the extended. We're going to talk more about this. I'm going to clarify all of this. And we're going to talk about what your hopes are, what you really should be focusing on, what this Two of Cups really is, and what you can do to invite in the transformation. Please look at the top of the comments. There is one pinned comment. If you click on read more, you will see the link to the membership. All of these extendeds go into the membership. You will get 4 in a month if you're watching for one sign. You'll get 4 for each sign you're looking out for. And if you're interested in a private read, please know I do them pre-recorded. I also do them live. The pre-recorded readings begin at $25 and go up from there. And the readings that are live are between 5 and 75% off. And yeah, I'd love to speak with you. So let's put down 3 cards. This usually ends up being what the outcome is. It is also advice about how you can get to the outcome you want. Let's find out what else is going on here for you, Libra. We've got the Two of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Seven of Wands. Look, I feel like the decision you're about to make, friend, is going to be heartbreaking, but it is going to help you stand up. It's going to help you do what's right for you. It's like you fighting back. It's like, yeah, it feels like the Seven of Wands is you standing strong, standing up for yourself and saying, no, I can't do this anymore. The only reason that you haven't done it, though, the reason you haven't made the decision is because you know that the decision to stand up is going to put you in a place where you're going to have to do it alone, independently. And I don't think you want to, because I think you're trying to hang on to this. Two of Cups. We're going to go into the extended. We're going to talk more about this. Ace of Wands, Eight of Cups. Yeah, you're walking away from something you thought you were passionate about. You are walking away because somebody here is stonewalling you with not giving you the kind of deep emotion that you require. It feels like someone is giving you the poker face. So let's go into the extended. If you want to be there, you know how to get there. I'm going to go, but I'll be back because I'm always back, Libra. Thank you so much for coming here and watching. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.